Long story short, I did go in to get my oil changed in my car, and I ended up having a round table discussion, so to speak, with 15 very successful and inspiring women. And let me tell you how this happened. First of all, I always become very nervous before I have my oil changed in my car because I know the technician is going to try to sell me extra paraphernalia. This time he tried to sell me extra tubes, tires, and also a license plate light. Now I did buy the license plate light. I thought it was going to be 79 cents, but of course with labor, 20 bucks to screw in a light bulb. I went and sat down in the waiting room and I was so frustrated because I wasn't more assertive. And right away, right off the bat, ta-da, look what I saw. Newsweek, October '07, and it's about women and power and leadership and how these women were very courageous in whatever their goals in life were, and they made it happen through their courage. So, oh boy, did I ever read through these articles, and I found about 6 common denominators that all of them touched on in some way. And let me quickly just throw some of them out there for you. So the first one, fear. We as women tend to have a fear of failure, a fear of not being perfect, of not being approved of what others might think of us. And this fear is our big wall. It's our limit. It's what makes us stop when we should be going forward. You got to step through that fear, step through that fear, step through that fear, and come out the other side and be stronger for it. And so, hello fear, bring it on, but I'm not scared. Or I am scared, but I'm still going to walk forward with my chin up and my thumbs forward. I have to say that's my strategy. And it feels so good. So long story short, go ahead, and it's okay to make mistakes, but give yourself a second chance. That's another thing they said frequently. Give yourself a second chance and move forward through that fear, and you're going to be so amazed with the surprises that are on the other side of fear. Next, family support was a big common denominator, and often, you guessed it, mom. Mom had a big role in just putting those little grains of positive thoughts in their daughters' heads. For example, you can reach for the stars, you can do this, but if you don't get to the stars, I will love you no less. I will love you anyways. But it seemed that they all had some kind of support system, and a mom was a real strong part of that. And so if you're a mom, remember the impact you have on your daughter, and if you're a daughter, maybe take a moment and think about how your mom has influenced your belief system. The third one is change with the times. And this is a positive thing. Change is positive. Sometimes, as some of the ladies mentioned, they just figured out the business, and then the world had the business change because, for example, the music industry, for example, everything was going well with the records, the CDs, and then suddenly we have this online thing going, or the iPods, and suddenly the music industry had to change to meet the place where the people were heading. And that's the same with online therapy. Now, with online therapy, there you go again. Technology has advanced, and so people can have access to therapists. And so again, as businesses and as therapists, we all are also growing and changing and trying to meet up with the technology and where it's going to bring us. So long story short, just feel comfortable and acknowledge that it is okay to change with the times. And sometimes you have to learn your business a couple times over the years as it changes. Fourth, if you're just starting out, first of all, don't get in the door and think, I have to go right to the CEO's floor. Start anywhere. Get into that dream company. Get in there. Get into something related. And then involve yourself. Get involved. Even if it's the social committee or the person who picks up paper clips. Get involved. And then one thing leads to the next. And at every stage, make that contact. Make that personal connection with someone. And also track your contributions. Even if it was the social committee, that's great. That brings morale to a place, but also, before you know it, one little thing will add on top of the next, and you'll have a whole track list of contributions you can bring in when you do talk to the people above you about growing you up the company. And if you're growing your own company, it is still essential to track your contributions, because even when you're making a business plan or applying for an award, it is lovely to say, this is where I was, and now this is where I am, and these are the steps I achieved in between. So track it. It counts. It counts. Even the hardships, it's nice to show what you overcame. Fifth, so this is 5 out of 6. When it comes to balancing your work and home, some of these ladies are moms, and I'm a mom, and the biggest thing I have is guilt. I love my babies more than the world, and if I'm trying to grow my company, I feel like I'm taken away from them, and vice versa. But one lady said it well. She said, embrace your ambition and your desire to build this dream. Stop putting yourself down. Accept it as a part of who you are. And on the side note, she added, it is okay for children to spend time with another trusted caregiver. And it doesn't mean you're totally moving them into someone else's home, but if you need the help from another trusted caregiver, take it. And don't put yourself down because of that. Embrace who you are and just love yourself. And finally, the most important and relevant point right now is mentorship, since January is mentorship month. And the common denominator with these people was that most of these successful people say they've had mentors who guided and encouraged them along the way, right from either childhood or different phases of their life, and either directly, through one-on-one interaction, or even from afar. For example, someone may have admired how someone was growing and performing in that person's life, and the admirer tried to follow in that person's footsteps. The point is, find a mentor, either in your community or someone else who's already out there and who has a book you can read. And I want to say on that, also, don't you agree that sometimes we learn more from helping others? And so also, be a mentor to someone else. If you're over 2 years old, you can be a mentor, you can be a peer model, and you never know who's watching you. So be the person you want to become, and then and always just words of encouragement and support. You don't realize how that's going to be a mentorship opportunity to someone who's also trying to grow along. So long story short, it was great to have an interaction with these women. I sleep with this under my pillow. Don't ask me how I got this out of the oil change place, but they did charge me $20 to screw in a light bulb. And you go, girl.